So for example 6, we're interested in finding out who has the highest salary. Now, when they've given us the highest salary, they've given us one in weeks, one in months, one in years, and one in fortnights. So what we're going to have to do for this one is we're going to have to calculate each one of those in the same units. So going through, we're going to start with Frank. Frank, he gets $650.65 per week. So if we want to find his yearly amount, we're going to have to times this by 52. Once we do that, we find that Frank has $33,833.80. Georgia, we now work out, Georgia has an income in months, so we got $2,845.75, and there is 12 months in each year. So going through, just doing the calculation, we're going to end up with $34,149. Harry is already in per year, so we're not going to have to change his amount. And the last one we have is Ingrid, and she's getting it per fortnight. She's getting $1,298.65, and there are 26 fortnights per year. So we do the calculation and we end up with $33,764.90. So while we've done all those calculations, we haven't actually answered the question yet. So the key part of the question was who has the highest salary. The best way to work that out, once we've got our calculations, we go through. So we've got Frank, who's on $33,880. That's not enough. Harry, not enough. Georgia looks like our winner so far, and Georgia is indeed. So when we're asked a question like this, where we have to interpret it, it's always good to give an answer. Even if it's just a single word saying that Georgia has the most income. Once we get up to examples like example 7, we're actually getting asked for quite a few things all at once. We're given how much he earns per hour, how long he works, and he gets an allowance of $1.05 per hour when he works with hazardous chemicals, and he does that for 12 hours during this week. So what we're looking at doing is we're going through. So James gets his $16.85 for his 35-hour week. On top of that, he does 12 hours where he gets an extra $1.05. So to work out his total income for the week, we're just going to go through and do that calculation together. We're going to go through and we're going to get $602.35. Sam the mechanic. So with Sam in this question, we're not actually given his normal working rate of pay. We need to work that out. So that we've got a couple of things that are going to help us out. He would get $700 for working a 40-hour week. He did 15 hours overtime. 8 hours is time and a half. 7 hours at double time. So to work out what his normal rate of pay is, since we're told that he's paid $700 for a 40-hour week, he gets $700, and we have to divide it by the number of hours he works. So a normal week for Sam is 40 hours. We can get $17.50 per hour. How much does he earn in total for the week? So he gets his $700. Plus he does 8 hours at time and a half. So it's 8 times 1.5 times his normal rate of pay, $17.50, plus he gets 7 hours at double time. So that's 7 times 2 for double time times his normal rate of pay, $17.50. Going through and doing that calculation, we're going to end up with total amount of $1,155. Now remember, we need to round to the nearest cent.